It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the USA track and field athlete Meghan Hunter. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to compete in track and field?
Yeah, I come from a family of runners. My dad competed collegiately, and my older sister was on the BYU track and field team. We all just loved running, and I knew it was something I wanted to do from an early age. Once I started, though, I started out with cross country my freshman year of high school, and I was not a fan with all those long runs but it only took me a couple of weeks to realize, like, oh, wait, actually, maybe this is something I enjoy. And I enjoyed it even more once I started track. And yeah, from there, my love for it has just kind of grown. And it's been exciting to be able to just kind of step up to the next level. So, yeah.
What has it been like, obviously, competing for BYU?
It's been awesome. It was a hard decision to figure out which college to go to. A lot of people assumed that I would just go to BYU. I actually live about a mile away from campus. It's where I grew up. But yeah, once I started getting offers, it was a difficult decision, but I have loved it here so much. And I don't think there's really a better program out there for me. The coach is amazing. I love the team. The team culture is just awesome. And my older sister was on the team with me for a little bit as well, which was awesome. And so, yeah, it's just been so surreal being able to compete collegiately, because it used to just be a dream. And so it's exciting that now it's a dream come true. And that's exactly what it feels like.
How's that experience like? Obviously, as you said, your older sister shared that experience with you for 1 year. What was that like?
It was great. I think going into collegiate running, I was pretty nervous. I had actually just been in a car accident and broke my neck, so I was redshirting my first year and trying to figure things out, but she was there to help me figure those things out and just really supportive. And yeah, I knew she was always so happy for my successes, and I got to be there happy for hers. And so it was super neat to have just kind of a built-in cheerleader and supporter and teacher on the team there for me.
How did it feel to obviously get to put on that BYU track and field jersey?
Yeah, it was incredible because, like I said, it was something that I've dreamed about for a long time. And I after my freshman year, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be running collegiately, like things are going well for me. But then after my car accident, right after I graduated high school, that wasn't so sure anymore. We weren't really sure what my future was going to be with running. So that made it even more special going through that, be able to realize, like, wow, yeah, I made it through that uncertainty and here now. And yeah, that first race back was really special. There were a lot of emotions there.
What were some of your biggest accomplishments so far at BYU on the running side?
Yeah, so I've been able to qualify for nationals in some relays and compete there and become All-American, which is exciting. And I've also I've been on the school. I'm saying this way wrong. I am a school record holder for the 4x4, and then on the top 10 board for the 4 and 800, which is really special because BYU, they have an amazing program, and a lot of amazing athletes and Olympians have gone through there. So it's exciting to be able to be up on the BYU top 10 board.
How did it feel, obviously, to hold that record for the 4x400?
Yeah, the 4x4 is my favorite event. It is just so fun to be there, the last event of the day with all your teammates. And, it was something that when me and the team that ran it, when we went for it, you were like, okay, it's going to be close, but we think we can get this record. And breaking that was just super exciting. And then a couple weeks later at regionals, we were able to break it again by, I think, about 3 more seconds. And so that was super cool to be able to just keep improving with that team. And that school record is what got us to nationals as kind of a more distance heavy team. We all focus on the 800. So it was just so much fun to be able to break it with those girls.
Of course, looking at obviously having that record broken, what has it been like, obviously, being in the record books with so many Olympians that have come through BYU?
Yeah, it's super special. And, growing up here in Provo and being connected my whole life, I've gotten to know some of them personally as well. And that just kind of makes it even more special, just realizing that each of them has an individual story of how they've gotten into running and all that. And so, yeah, it's really special to be among that amazing company for sure.
Of course, how has it been like, obviously, being an 8-time U.S. high school state champion?
Yeah, that was really special for me. I remember my first couple years I was struggling through injury and stuff, and so my junior year I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, try to win the 1, 2, 4, and 8, and that was an exciting year. But what was even more special was the next year, my senior year, winning 4 events as well. But the last event was the 4x4. And I was blessed with amazing high school teammates. One of them, Ali Gom, she now runs for college as well. Love her. But yeah, it was very special to win that 4x4 as a team together. We ended up winning the team state title by half a point because of that race. So it was exciting to be able to contribute points to that team win, and to be able to finish it off with the 4x4, concluding my high school career with that win was really special.
Of course, what was that feeling like, obviously, becoming state champion?
Yeah, it's something that, again, something I dreamed of coming in to high school and this whole running thing. And yeah, it was that year had gone pretty well for me, and I was pretty favored to win in the events that I was competing in. So, I felt like I had put in all the work that season and proved to myself, which was the most important thing. I got to prove to myself that I can do it and have that self-confidence to be able to perform. And so, yeah, it was just, I felt like I had put in all that work through training and racing during the season, that when it came down to winning state, it was just like, okay, I accomplished what I've worked towards for months. So, yeah.
Of course, in 2015 and 18, what was it like going to the Youth Olympics?
It was amazing. um, I haven't always been like an amazing athlete. It was my junior year when things started really going well for me. And to be able to be thrown into all these different international races, I was able to compete in the Bahamas with Team USA, and then later that year being able to compete in Buenos Aires for the Youth Olympic Games. It was just incredible. It was definitely once in a lifetime, well, hopefully not once in a lifetime experience, but that's what it felt like at the time for sure. It's just dream come true.
What was that experience like, getting to travel the world and go to like the Bahamas to compete for US?
Yeah, it was very special. I am not much of a traveler. It wasn't until I started racing and competing in different states and countries that, I really started traveling to different places. And it was super neat to be able to experience not only like everything that the Bahamas or Argentina had to offer, but to be able to do that as an athlete wearing Team USA on my chest. It was just so incredible, and I'm so grateful that I was given those opportunities to be able to try to excel against people that are very high level athletes from different countries.
What was it like in 2018 getting to go to the outdoor championship for juniors?
That was awesome. My goal that season was to be able to perform at state, and then that along with that, I was able to qualify for the that meet later on in the summer, and that was special. I was able to go with my sister again, which was super neat. She was running the 1500 while I ran the 400, and I was just a couple years from becoming a collegiate athlete, and so it was really neat to be able to perform against other collegians and kind of get an idea of what that was like.
How was that moment like getting to share with your sister and getting to compete with your sister at that championship?
Yeah, I feel like running has made us become really close. We have a great relationship, and it's been strengthened with running. It's just so fun to have someone excelling and that you're able to just support. And it kind of feels like I've kind of been a little bit like I've been a part of her success, and she's been a big part of my success. Like, we've been able to share these really cool experiences through running that has been really, really great for our sister relationship.
How was that feeling like the first time you got to put on that Team USA track and field uniform?
That was just incredible. I remember going online and selecting my sizes for everything they were going to send to me, and then just waiting for that package to arrive. And there's this huge box, just a suitcase full of all this USA gear with the uniform, everything. And it was just incredible. I was so excited. And putting on that USA uniform was just incredible. I felt like, okay, like I've made it. Like this is just unbelievable. And being able to line up on that start line wearing USA, it's just a different experience. Getting on the starting line, no matter what, is it's full of jitters and excitement, but lining up with a USA uniform, that was just something different. It was really neat to be able to represent my country in that way.
What has it been like, obviously, getting to balance being a BYU college athlete and also representing Team USA?
So there are a few collegians that do this, and obviously, whether you're training collegiately or for Team USA or on a professional level, even high school or middle school runner, you're going to be training to do your best. And so, it's the same training regardless of what team you are a part of, and nothing really overlaps, which is super nice. Love that about track. But yeah, it does make the season longer, but other than that, it's just kind of the same. You're working towards the same goals, and just training to do your best.
Of course, have you found that obviously representing Team USA and also collegiately, what is it like obviously having that close group of athletes that also are in the same boat as you?
It's awesome. With track, I've been able to make a lot of connections, and Noli Mo was someone that I was able to go to the Youth Olympic Games with, and now she's out here setting American records, and she was the Olympic champion. Was it last year? It was last year because of COVID. And so it's just incredible to be able to make connections with these athletes and see them achieve these goals. And it's just really inspiring and makes me excited to do my best. And the connections are a huge blessing of track and field. It's amazing. I love meeting people who have similar goals as me and seeing them succeed in those.
Of course, what was it like during that recovery process, both mentally and physically?
Yeah, so I was in a rollover car accident and broke my neck. It shattered 3 vertebrae, shifted the spinal cord, but luckily no damage was done with that. And so after a spinal fusion surgery, I was told that, we weren't sure on the outlook for my running. And if I were to run, it would be a year or two until I was able to really run and then just kind of see what happened with that. And so I was very fortunate with the physical recovery part of it to be able to recover quicker than expected. It still cost me a season, and it was still a long process physically. But what surprised me was that mentally that was kind of a harder challenge. I did fine at first couple years were all right mentally. I could get in a car and feel safe. But it was about a year and a half after the accident when I started having panic attacks in cars and got diagnosed with PTSD. And it really affected a lot of my life, especially my running. I started having panic attacks before my race, and things just were not going well with that for a while. But I have learned so much through it. And for a while, I wasn't sure if there was hope to people don't ever really fully recover from PTSD. And so I was just really wondering what that would be like. And I think the uncertainty of it all was the hardest thing. But I have been able to learn a lot and be able to kind of balance my mental and physical health through that. And so it's been a journey, but it's been really exciting to work through that and be able to reach goals I wasn't sure if I'd be able to reach.
What is it like, obviously, getting to meet your fans and have them ask for your autographs and photos?
Yeah, that was super neat. I remember it started in high school. After I broke the state record, boys would come and ask for a picture with me. And I remember getting all giddy, oh, this is so cool. Never in a million years did I think this would happen. And then I went to Argentina as a USA athlete, and I was just shocked. People had no clue who I was, but they saw USA and they knew they wanted a picture with me. They knew that Team USA athletes had a special talent. And that was super cool to see that I was able to be a part of a team that, is that well respected by people outside of the country. And so, yeah, it was awesome being able to make people happy that way. I was like, wow, you do not know who I am, but I'm making you happy. So that that works. That's great. And it just kind of showed me that, wow, I've been able to represent a really neat and well-respected team. So that was an awesome experience for sure.
Of course, how was that like, obviously going international and having those fans, like you said, recognize you?
Yeah, it's everyone starts somewhere, and from where I started, I just never imagined that would be something that would happen. And so when it did start happening, it was just kind of shocking to me at first, but especially at the Youth Olympic Games where it was pretty constant just because I was wearing Team USA. I started to just kind of not really get used to it. It was still a neat experience each time it happened, but yeah, it was just super neat and cool. And just kind of, I thought back to younger Meghan of wow, she would just think this is incredible. And, I try not to take experiences like that for granted because, I know it's something that I've worked towards and that younger Meghan would be really excited for me right now. So that's something I try to think of a lot.
Who are some of the track athletes that are representing Team USA that you look up to?
So someone that I know personally, Jared Ward, he ran in the Rio 2016 marathon and ended up 6th place. And he is just an amazing guy. I have a lot of respect for him on the track, but what's even more impressive is just off the track. He has an amazing family, and I think something that's helped him become so successful is knowing where his priorities are at. Running is a priority, family is a priority, and that really shows that he's great at life balance. And just, he is an incredible athlete, but yet he's so humble and so kind. And so that's really inspiring to me.
Of course, what is it like, obviously, getting to see those U.S. female athletes that are representing the track and field, such as Maggie Malone and Anna Kuntz, to give them as a role model to you?
Yeah, it's very special to be able to see amazing female athletes being represented. A well-known athlete who just finished her career is Allison Felix, and she's a mom, a CEO of her own shoe company, and has made a lot of progress paving the way for female athletes. And so that's super inspiring. You know, it's always inspiring to see these athletes succeed in their running, but it's even more inspiring to see what they do with that in other areas of their life. And another example is Ethane Mo. You know, she is just such a sweetheart. It was so fun being her roommate in Argentina, and to be able to see like someone who is that great of a person be breaking these American records as like a 19, 20-year-old, like that is just so inspiring. And it's like, wow, like that's, you know, I'm not saying like I'm going to go break an American record, but like it's inspiring to be like, yeah, like people can make these goals. Because when I met Ethane, like she, you know, she was so excited to run a 204, I think it was, and now she's out there running 155. So, you know, it's just inspiring to see that the progress that these female athletes make along the way and are able to just reach big goals. So, yeah.
How does it feel to have U.S. track and field athlete behind your last name?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
How does it feel to have U.S. track and field athlete behind your last name?
Oh, it is. It's really neat. Yeah, it's one of those dreams that kind of everyone has, you know, and I think before someone dreams of becoming a USA athlete, they have other goals to reach that. And so it's just been amazing to be able to kind of climb up and get better and make new goals along the way. I remember when I ran my first 54 400, and it was a huge deal to me. And my dad said, like, this is incredible, like really enjoy this. But just know, like, someday this is going to feel slow to you. Like, you'll run a 54 and be disappointed, but just remember how incredible it is right now and be able to look at that. And so sometimes I think about that, like, wow, you know, when I'm frustrated with the event or time that I just ran, can be like, wow, well, you know what? I've made a lot of progress along the way, and being able to make those steps up to, like, you know, I've been a USA track and field athlete, and so you know, things are going well, and I just gotta keep working on it. And you know, it's easy to kind of be down on yourself, but if you look back at all the progress you've made, it makes it a lot easier and a lot more special.
Who are some of the influential people in your career that have shaped you?
So my dad is a big one. He ran collegiately, and now he runs marathons. He's like 51 years old and still just going strong. He runs with guys like half his age, and you know, it's really inspiring. But he's kind of the one who got me into running, so he's been very influential and been a big part of my progress since my accident, and just everything that life has brought me. I feel like he's been a big mentor that I can go to. Another big influence in my running career has been Coach Taylor. You know, she was there in the hospital with me day one for my accident, and just has had a lot of belief in me, even when things have been hard with recovery. And so, you know, I think just having the right people around me to believe in me, even when it's hard for me to believe in myself, has been a big blessing and a big influence in my track career.
What are some of your future plans in your track and field career?
Yeah, so I would love to continue running after college. It's something that just brings me a lot of joy, and it's been so exciting to be able to continue to improve. And so, yeah, my biggest goal going into next season is just to keep climbing the national rankings and just have fun and stay healthy with this sport, so that I can continue to do it in some years to come.
What advice would you give college track and field athletes looking to compete for their college team?
I feel like the biggest thing is to just make sure you're having fun. There have been times, I love running, but there have been times where I'm like, why am I doing like this? Because this is so hard. Like, it's mentally draining, physically draining. And when you get to that point, it's important to kind of take a step back and realize, like, am I giving myself enough recovery time? Am I doing the event that I enjoy? And, just make sure you're constantly asking yourself questions to make sure you really love it. And, sometimes people do need to take a break, but if not, when it gets hard, we have this motto, run for her, and it's running for the little girl that dreamed of it. So I mentioned this before, but just thinking of the younger Meghan who dreamed of running collegiately or running for Team USA, it's special to be able to look back and be like, yeah, I'm running for her when things get hard, and that's a really great motivation for me.
What advice would you give college athletes such as yourself looking to compete for Team USA?
Honestly, I feel like the same advice I just gave. I feel like no matter what level you're at, there are kind of like foundational, simple principles to be followed. And even though, like when I started running, my first race, I ran like a 65 in the 400, which is like a 13-second difference from what I run now. And, back then, I feel like I would want to give myself the same advice that I give myself now, running 52s and 204s and stuff. So yeah, I feel like no matter what level you're at, you're still the same person. And, that doesn't change. You still have the same feelings and all that. So yeah, it's just don't forget where you came from and what you dreamed of when you were younger.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
My Instagram is what I use the most, and it's Meghan_Ann. So it's MEGHAN_ANNNE.
Thank you again, Meghan Hunter, for your interview, and best of luck in your future with BYU and Team USA.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been nice getting to know you.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon. You can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Meghan Hunter, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.